What's up, YouTube world? This is Errrjay back with another episode of Shootin' the Breeze with Errrjay. And today's episode is Cats Deserve Respect. Put some respect on cats' names, damn it. This whole episode is just going to be about cats and why I think they deserve a little more respect than they seem to get nowadays. I just feel like I come across a lot of people who are like, yeah, cats. Who cares? They're just cats. They're not a dog. Man's best friend's a dog. Well, that's not necessarily true. Because dogs weren't used in Egyptian times as frickin' companions, okay? They were not. A cat was a Egyptian king's best friend. So, yeah, cats rule. I like dogs too. I have nothing against dogs. I like dogs for the exact opposite reason I love cats. I love cats because they just leave you alone and come around when they want to be fed or whatever, and they just bother you when you're doing stuff all the time. And dogs are just always up in your shit. It's like sometimes I don't need a dog up in my shit. I don't need a dog trying to squish my balls because he wants to get kisses and he wants to kiss me on the face, okay? I don't need a dog to fucking jump over me because he heard something outside. You know what I'm saying? So cats are just like, yeah, we're just gonna lay here and sleep most of the day away. You know what I mean? That's what we do. And clean ourselves and go to the bathroom, and then you feed us and we're happy, and everybody's happy. So anyways, on my phone here I got some fun facts about cats. So let's just get into some of these, you know what I mean? And, yeah. So, cats have a hard time seeing under their nose, okay? And they don't have the best short-sighted vision, so they use their whiskers as antennas. And if you put something in front of a cat's face, you'll see its whiskers kind of straighten out and feel it, and then that'll help them grab it, or whatever they're gonna do, because they know it's within a certain distance from their face, but they can't see it that good. Cats also test out how wide a space is by their whiskers, because their whiskers are the widest part of their body. So if their whiskers could fit, then the rest of them could fit, So I thought that was pretty cool. Thought that was a nifty fact. If you ever wondered why cats usually land on their feet, it's because they have little hair follicles in their ears that when they're upside down, they kind of fold up and they send a signal to the brain saying, hey man, we're upside down, you better turn around now. And then they do the little flip with their back and rotates their whole body and they land on their feet. And sometimes they could even spread their limbs out and kind of parachute. You know what I mean? Obviously they're not parachuting, but like it'll soften a fall from, a certain distance. Kind of like a flying squirrel. So I thought that was pretty neat too. And before cats were domesticated, they didn't meow. They have a series of purrs to communicate with each other. And but once they were domesticated, they realized humans couldn't hear their purrs, so they started meowing, which I think is freaking genius. You know what I mean? Like, that's so cool that they were like, yo, these people can't hear us, so we're just gonna make a language. We're gonna figure out how to use this and meow. You know what I mean? And that's just, it's the powers of evolution, man. That's freaky and it's awesome. And yeah, I just think that's so cool. When a cat goes to sleep, they still hear everything. Their hearing doesn't turn off. That way, if there's a noise, they can wake up and get out of there fast if they need to. And that's just an evolutionary thing from, being out and about all the time. A group of kittens is called a kindle. I thought that was pretty cool. That's a cool little name there. especially since now we have the Amazon Kindles, so it's just an Amazon group of kittens. You know, that's funny. Cat lovers are called Errrjay-Philes. Ailurophiles. Errrjay-Philes. So now you can add that to your vocabulary, cat lovers. Cats have to constantly mark territory by walking up to stuff and brushing against it, including us humans. And they do this just so they have a constant sense of like a path. You know, if you ever notice, if you're a cat owner, they constantly rub up against the same stuff all the time as they walk by. And it's just out of habit, and it's that, you know, once it gets touched by something else, the scent's kind of gone, so they got to go back and reapply their scent. And, you know, like I said, if you're a cat owner, you would notice this. They're constantly walking up to stuff and brushing against it, you know, all the time. And it always seems to be strategic, you know, like they walk up, brush something, walk over to something else, brush something, walk up to the edge of a table, brush that, you know. House cats can reach up to 30 miles per hour. That's pretty intense. Like, that's pretty intense. It's pretty fast. You know what I mean? Cats have 244 bones in their body. Humans only have 206. So in a much smaller space, they have almost 40 more bones than us. Crazy if you think about it. There are more pet cats than dogs in America and around the world, which kind of goes against what I said in the beginning of how I feel cats don't get a lot of respect. I guess they do. You just never see it. You know, I feel like there's a dog bias in the world. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a dog bias. Probably because dog lovers realize that their animals aren't the best in the world, so, you know, they have to come together to, you know, be dog bias. You know what I'm saying? And this is how loved cats were in ancient Egypt. In 3200 BC, they would have a festival on October 31st, our Halloween, celebrating a cat goddess. You know what I mean? A goddess that kind of took the form of a cat, but part human. You know, when cats would die, some of them would mummify them. There's all cat sculptures all over the place. The Great Sphinx is a cat. You know what I mean? So in ancient Egypt, where pretty much the global civilization started, it was all about the cats, man. They were all about the cats. They had cats for protection. They taught cats how to hunt. They had cats for companionship. You know, the cats would catch fish and fall, and then they would protect them from mice and snakes, and then they would hang out, and, you know, they would just chill after a long day of being royal. You know what I mean? So cats are just awesome, man. They're funny. They're smart. When they go to jump on something and the rare like times that they miss, they're just like shocked and blown away by it. Cats are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get when you get one, but you just have to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, my cat is very temperamental. Does not like very many people, but the people she does like, she loves. And she's very loyal in that sense. You know what I mean? Once she loves you for life. You know, and then there's other cats that are just people cats. You know, they constantly run up and you know, rub on you, and they want you to pet them, and they're, you know, they're almost like a dog in that sense. You know, they're just super friendly. Then you have cats that are kind of in the middle. Um, you know, some cats are just funny, man. They're just funny. They'll just be sitting there, and then they'll just dart off and just run around the house like a lunatic, and then they'll just stop and lay down. Like, well, I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm done. Sometimes my cat will be chilling at the top of the steps, and I'll just be like, Kitty, you want food? And she'll just be like, meow, and just start walking down the steps like she's a dog, you know? I call my cat a guard cat because I feel like she's constantly on the lookout for shit that's never there. You know what I mean? She's always looking near the entrance of a room or the exit of a room, hanging out under a chair, you know, hiding, you know what I mean, waiting for something to come in so she could pounce on it, you know. My cat is so ferocious, she scared a half pit bull, half black lab to death, and it ran through my screen door, ripped the screen right out of the door, gone, to get away from my cat. Because my cat was like, yo, I don't like that you're here, I don't know what you are, and trust me, I am gonna murder you. Now mind you, my cat's like way smaller than a black lab, black pit bull mix, you know what I mean? Way smaller, probably 20th of the size, but my cat will box the fuck out of an animal, okay? My cat does not mess around. So yeah, I love my cat. My cat's great. She's great. You know, she bothers me sometimes. Like every time I sit down to do a YouTube video, she's usually sitting right next to me meowing because, you know, God forbid I do something that doesn't involve her, even though she wasn't even in the room when I started. But as soon as I sit down, she's got to be there. You know what I mean? But it's all good. I wouldn't trade her for the world. So yeah, tell me, man, do you guys like cats as much as I do? Like, I just think cats are fascinating. They're cool as shit. And I feel like they don't get enough love from people. Even their owners sometimes I feel like are just like, bleh, stupid cat, you know? Which, you know, they say the pets become their owners. So maybe if you're a crappy human being, you'll have a crappy pet. Did you ever think of that? You know what I mean? Maybe it's not the pet. Maybe it's you. And all your negative energy is rubbing off on the pet, which is then rubbing off on you. You know? So that's what I think sometimes. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about cats. You know, I just love cats. Cats are great. You know, it really makes me sad when I hear about people leaving poison out and poisoning stray cats. If I ever find one of these people, I'm going to beat them brutally. Not to death, even though they should die. But, you know, I will gladly break a few of their bones throughout their body. I will gladly break 120 of their 206 bones. Alright? Because that's just messed up, man. You know, like, cats don't hurt anybody. They don't do anything. People only do it because they're frickin' douchebags. And you don't hear it about dogs often. At least I don't. I'm sure it happens to dogs, and that's sad too. And again, I'd gladly break 120 of their 206 bones for poisoning a frickin' dog, a stray dog. You know, and I've seen videos of people using cats as bait for like large fish and sharks. Dude, I'm telling you. If I ever saw somebody doing that, I'd put them on a hook. I'd put them on a hook and just throw them in the... I'd cut their wrists and throw them in the ocean. I really would. Swim now. Could you tell I love animals, man? I know this episode's about cats, but like, I just love animals in general, dude. And people that treat them like that and that, are just rude to them, and, leave them on the side of the road and all this stuff, get a dog for Christmas and give it up 6 months later. Like, you're the worst kind of human beings on in the planet, and you all deserve to be slaughtered, in my opinion. Because you just don't do that, man. You don't do that. Maybe the people that get a pet and then give it up don't deserve to be slaughtered, but they deserve to be slapped in the face really hard, at least, because that's just terrible, So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Shootin' the Breeze with Errrjay. If you'd like to leave some suggestions on topics, let me know. If you think I should do this live, let me know. That way, if people will watch it, we could all talk while I'm doing it, you know what I mean? Maybe get into a discussion and stuff. And, so yeah, just let me know. And until we meet again, peace.